All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Radio's Yard on the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network. We love to talk about big events that are coming up. As you can see, who's sitting next to me right now, one of our regulars here in Radio's Yard, the man himself, Alvin. Just goes by one name. Crazy. Doesn't happen a lot. He's just Alvin.
Blessed to be here, Radio.
Listen, we're always happy to have you here in Radio's Yard. We have a very big UFC event coming up here, UFC 318 from Louisiana. I almost forgot. I almost said Las Vegas before. I'm glad you corrected me on that as well. We do have a big main event card. We're going to talk about the main event. Then Alvin's going to give you a couple of his picks and who he likes and some of the other fights as well. Cool. Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, 3, right? This is 3. The retirement fight. This is it for Dustin Poirier. He's got to go out in a win, right? Well, we got to think that as well. We hope at that point. Probably not, but we'll see at this point. Let's talk about that. Let's start with the main card here for UFC 318 from Louisiana. Obviously, Holloway and Poirier. This is the retirement fight for Dustin Poirier. Your thoughts on this fight, what you like in this fight, and did I get a sneak preview that Lil Wayne could be walking at Dustin Poirier?
Lil Wayne,
let's go.
Some people call him the GOAT of rap music. I might say it myself. He is walking out Poirier. He's a Louisiana guy. Poirier's a Louisiana guy. Should be an electric walkout. Maybe one of the best in history.
Listen, it's the last one ever for Dustin Poirier. It better be good.
Speaking of the best in history, I mean, this fight has maybe all the credentials to possibly be that best fight in history. You have two of the best guys of the last 5-10 years, right? Poirier, it's his final fight. I believe maybe he's 30 years old. Holloway's 33. Holloway's got maybe 1 to 2 years left in him.
Right.
This is Poirier's final dance.
This is it.
This is final dance.
Are you sad?
I'm very sad. I mean, Dustin Poirier is one of those guys where when he was coming up, it's like, I like this guy, and then just every fight, he becomes more of a fan favorite for me. Right. Taking down McGregor.
Sure.
Given the electric fights with Gaethje, with Makhachev, some of the best fights that I've watched. What an absolute badass. I actually watched him get a knockout as an underdog in person in Miami against Benoit Saint Denis a couple years back. Right. And that was absolute electricity.
Always good fights in Miami, by the way. We got to get more down here, Dana, if you're listening. I know you're listening, Dana. Tell John Anik too. So what do you think about this fight? Tell me, break it down a little bit for me. Who's your favorite in this fight as well? What's your betting taste like for this fight as well?
Thank you for asking. Well, of course, Holloway is like a slight favorite.
Okay.
I think last time I looked, he's maybe minus 145, something along those lines. Poirier, slight underdog. The way I'm viewing this one is as a fan of both these guys, I don't know who I want to bet. I don't think I'm going to bet a specific person. These guys are both tough as nails.
Okay.
They're tough as nails. If I'm looking from a betting perspective as a fan like myself, I'd probably take over 4.5 rounds. I mean, these guys, they're cast iron, they're granite. I don't see them finishing each other. I mean, they're going to put on an absolute show for the people. If there is a finish, I imagine that maybe it's Poirier getting the finish. I think he's got a little more power to him.
Okay.
Right? He's word on the street, some people are saying Poirier, right? He might have took his last USADA test, which is like the drug test.
Right.
So maybe he's on the juice for this fight.
They're
saying he's coming in on the best shape of his life.
I like it.
So if you're willing to take an underdog shot, I think Poirier, if you're going to attack for a betting, Poirier is not a bad. I couldn't fault you taking there.
Right.
However, I think Holloway right now is my favorite fighter. Coming off the UFC 300 one, he'd had a devastating knockout losses last time to Topuria, but I mean that guy knocks out everybody. Right.
I was just about to say, doesn't he do that just to everybody at that point? No shot Poirier wins this fight and says, I'm going to keep fighting at this point, or possibility here.
You know, if it wasn't for...
You can't do that after your retirement fight. Like, Lil Wayne can't walk you out in Louisiana for your last fight, and let's say he does win. Let's say he pulls the slight upset here. There's no chance right after he goes, you know what? I'm gonna stick around for a little while. You got to leave on a win, right? You got to leave on a make, like on a basketball
The problem is the lightweight division has so many top contenders that even if he wins this fight, he's probably not going to be in line for the lightweight belt. But you know what this fight is for? The BMF belt, the baddest motherfucker belt.
Say it. Let's go.
So you have that's in itself as a fan, like that's a real belt.
Yeah.
These are two badass dudes going at it, and this is what the people want to see. This is better than some championship fights will ever be, right?
Is this a big win for Holloway if he does going forward for him when it comes in the division
If he wins this fight, he's right back in there possibly for the next title shot.
Right. Listen, there's huge implications on the line. Poirier's last fight allegedly at this point as well. Big walkout at home, Louisiana. The home cook and everything is going to be there at that point. Yep. Not the only fight on the card that night. Give me a couple other things you love from this big fight. It is UFC 318. It is one of the massive pay-per-views.
Yes.
It is one of the big guys that's out there at this point. What else do you like in this card?
So the the fight under the co-main event, Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez.
Okay.
Two of my favorite guys, two very active guys over the past 4 or 5 years. Kevin Holland just won Fight of the Year a couple years back because the guy fights 5 times a year.
Right.
Every time there's a big pay-per-view card, you can bet Kevin Holland's on there, and he's always going to bring it.
Right.
Right? So Kevin Holland's a big favorite, minus 400 something. Typically, his lines are close. Daniel Rodriguez, I'm a big fan. He's one of my other favorite guys. This guy, you'll like this guy. He was in prison, and he fought people in prison, and now maybe he started his professional career, I think, in his 30s, and he's a top 15, top 20 welterweight in the world, and that is just so impressive.
The welterweight penal champion of the world. Come on, you can't be upset about that at that point.
To turn your life around from, he was like a gangster in California doing bad activities, and now he's been able to provide for his family at the top level of the sport, which is just incredible stuff.
That's all you have to ask for if you're rehabilitating in prison or something like that, and you can come out and change your life. That's perfect. If you could jump into that kind of a thing also where you're fighting for a living, I can imagine that's a good thing too if you came from that background.
It's another fight. It's like that could have a BMF belt itself because those two are two fan favorites, and they're really badass dudes.
I like it. Yeah. What else you like on this card? What's another one?
The co-main event, Paulo Costa, the Eraser. He's been in there with some of the best guys, Adesanya. He's been in there with Romero, some of the fan favorites over the years. He's underdog against Roman Kopylov, up-and-coming kickboxer in Russia.
I like it.
This guy Kopylov's pretty good. I think Kopylov will get it done. I think his kind of trajectory up.
Yep, say it out. Yep,
like
say it. Spit it out.
Paulo Costa's on the way down, but dude, the guy's he's can't miss action every time. Guy's got power, and it's gonna be a fun one. You have
no, go ahead.
Dan Ige, right? We all like Dan Ige.
Okay, I know the name.
Ige.
Right.
He's been getting it done a lot recently. He's against Pitbull. Pitbull had a terrible performance his first time in Miami, first fight in the UFC. Maybe he gets a bounce back here. I think a lot of people are going to be fading him because his first one was terrible. It's a better matchup for him. So I think I kind of like Pitbull as an underdog. I'm willing to take that shot.
Card in general, we've talked about a couple of them now. We've done about 3 or 4 of these where we're previewing. Where does this one stack up in the last 4 or 5 that have had out there?
Okay, so A+, the top grade. I'll give it like in between an A and an A+.
Oh, okay. So that's huge. That's really big, right?
Dude, the prelims are great. Right. You got guys like Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori, another great fight. You got a lot of big fights on this card, and I'll be watching from the get-go.
I love it. That's all good there. Okay, sidebar here for this.
Yes.
Did not tell Alvin I was going to ask him about this. Look at his face. Did I hear rumors about a possibility of a fight on the lawn or whatever at the White House coming up? Can we talk about the possibilities quickly? I know that we don't want to turn this into an hour podcast, but if we have to, we have to. Don't tell Kobe. But what are you expecting from this? I would just expect, obviously, Trump's White House, Dana White and Trump, like this, son. Yes. They're like this, son.
Yeah.
I got a feeling if this does take place,
it's going to take place.
We're talking about the prelims being massive fights. We're talking about main eventers on the prelim. Like, that's how big it's going to be.
It'll probably be the best card of all time.
Are you expecting, like, John Jones, Conor McGregor? Like, are we expecting, like, the massive of massive names
It'll be tough to get
come out of the woodwork? I know. I get it.
But so Dana White always says, he says, how are we going to make this next year better than the prior?
Correct.
And it's always like, how can they do it? Because every year it gets so good. They had the Noche UFC in the Sphere, right? Then they had the UFC 300 with the Holloway knockout on Gaethje. He's like, how can it get much better? I think they figured it out.
Yeah.
Right? The president's always going to these events. If you could bring the UFC on the White House lawn.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't even imagine.
Would that be the best sporting event to ever take place? It'd have to be on the short list.
Yes, I would tell you this, and I would say this. Obviously, we talk about great Super Bowls, great World Series, NBA Finals, the Masters, F1, all these things around the entire world and everything. World Cup, huge, right? No, I mean, as a matter of fact, all the things I just said, World Cup would be on top of all of that at that point. If they put a card together where, like, John Jones is on it, whether McGregor's there or not, we're talking the massive of massive names there. This could be top 5, possibly or top 3 of all-time sporting events.
Yeah, I think it will be. And I'm very excited to watch it because I know it's actually going to happen.
This is going to be so great. And we're talking about 2026, so it's still a little while away, but this could be the start of something absolutely humongous.
I think UFC is on its way to maybe being the biggest sport. Maybe, I mean, it'll be tough to surpass football.
Yeah.
And, of course, soccer around the world.
Right.
I really think UFC is just only growing and growing and growing. And the untapped potential, it's never going to be tapped.
It's huge. I love it.
World.
That's Alvin.
Thank you, guys.
We're talking UFC 318 coming up. Big fight. Poirier and Holloway. I almost said the wrong name. I almost said Holiday there. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Love the preview. Love the betting analysis from our boy Alvin here, as always. Thank you, as always, for coming in Radio Jar. We love you having you.
I appreciate you. Always a pleasure. And if you're a UFC fan like us and you have friends that want to get into it, there's no better card than this one right here to put your friends on, because it's going to be can't miss action from start to finish.
I love it. And also, by the way, we know this, and we've talked to Alvin about it before, no hotter product or hotter products when it comes out than when the UFC comes out, and it's upstairs. And obviously, Alvin will be one of the first people in this house to rip it as well. Tell everyone, by the way, where you're ripping cards every day.
You can catch me on Backyard Rips, Backyard Hits. I'm all over the backyard. Whatnot is the app. Alvin's the guy. Radio's the guy. Now come find us if you want to have a good time.
Look at that. What a preview there. What an ending at that point as well. That's Alvin. I'm Radio. This has been another edition of Radio's Yard, a UFC 318 preview, as we normally do at that point as well. All right. This has been another edition on the Live at $1 Podcast Network.